up, guys? This is Third Generation Conjure. We're coming back with another video. So with this video, I wanted to go over a post that I made on Instagram about why sometimes your work doesn't work. Okay, so I actually have another worker that I became friends with through this business, and when I put that status up, she wrote me and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about because everything I bought has worked. And I thought that was funny, but you know, she's one of those people who have working hands, and I understand that not everyone can work or be as effective as some people, especially if you don't really know what you're doing, which is why I try to educate, but it is a lot. So you know, I try to give everyone the basics, but I did want to talk about why your work isn't working. Okay, so anytime, if you watched any of our previous videos, or you know, you looked at any of our other posts, I always tell you before doing any type of work to cleanse and protect yourself, and not just do it one time, but do it on a consistent basis. Cleansing and protection. So let me give you an example. Okay, so you do your cleansing, you do your protection. Okay, so then you want to go and do some love work on somebody, on a particular person. And that love work is not taken. But you're not thinking that it may be the love work conflicting with your protection work. So if you are doing, you know, some love drawing, some come to me work on a particular person, but that person is not good for you, and that person's only going to bring you turmoil and so forth in your life, then it may not be working because your protection work is working. So that is one way to look at that. Okay, so sometimes, you know, that may be counteracting with your protection work. Also, let's just say you're going to do some work on to get a particular job. That may not be the job that's in your best interest. So the work that you're working for that may not come through. And also, it was one thing to think about too. When you start doing work and you get into different spiritual practices, especially if you begin with cleansing, protection, then you also start doing some blockbuster work, some road opening work, you may have things happen in your life where you may lose your job or something like that. Just an example. And a lot of times when that happens, it's not like, oh, I did something wrong with, you know, I did something wrong in the work. A lot of times that is opening up new doors for something better coming into your life, especially if you're trying to be in the process where you're trying to draw more money or more opportunity and so forth. Because sometimes in life we get stagnated and we get comfortable in a particular situation and in a particular work environment and so forth. Okay, so then something else that I wanted to talk about as well, as far as, you know, when you're doing work. I made a post a while ago and I said to keep your mouth closed when you're doing work. And a lot of times people may affect their work because they're talking too much. They're telling other people too much of what they're doing. It's all about moving in silence, okay? And a lot of things that put blockages in your work where it may not work for you is because you're constantly thinking about it. You're thinking about, are you asking questions? When is it going to work? How is it going to work? You're putting blockages in your work. So you already don't believe in the work, which your energy plays a major part in any kind of work that you do. As I previously stated, all of the oils, conditioned oils, and so forth are enhancements because each herb has a spirit for a different purpose. Like I stated previously in one of my other videos, that's why they're called conditioned oils, because they're for different conditions. Okay, just like, for instance, Jezebel is a top seller of ours, okay? And Jezebel will give you the attention that you're looking for if you're wearing it, if you're using it. But sometimes Jezebel is more of a lust type oil. So yeah, you may attract somebody that you may end up having a serious relationship with. But sometimes you may attract people who, you know, may not even be in your best interest, but it's just giving you attention. So you have to also be very particular with your intentions when using different products and also doing different types of work. And I also always do divination before I do work. Before I do any work for myself or for anybody else, I always do divination just to see any advice or anything that I need to do differently. What's the outcome? If this even is some work that I should be doing, or if it was something else that I should focus on. So that's very important. And also with the divination, I wanted to talk about this. I really was not going to do this video today because, I mean, I told everybody I would, so I decided to go ahead and do it. But I'm actually like really drained because I've had a very big influx in readings, and it is really, really draining. So that's why I got a couple that I still have to do, but you know, they're on hold until I get myself spiritually cleansed from all the other energy that I picked up from all these other readings going on. But one thing with the divination too that I want to make a point about, because I've had people that have purchased readings from me about a particular situation, a particular person. You give them the reading, a week later, they want another reading on the same situation. Okay, when you get readings, they're normally for advice. And a lot of times they heed warnings and, you know, things that you need to do, and maybe some warnings of things that you shouldn't do. So if you get a reading this week, it's not in your best interest to get one next week. Okay. And a lot of times Spirit doesn't take lightly to that as well, because they're like, okay, I done warned you the first reading, so now I'm going to make it a little bit more confusing the second reading. So try to space out your readings and your divination, especially when it's something to do with the same subject. You know, so if you get a reading this week on love, don't go next week and get a reading on love. If you want to do a different aspect of your life, say this week I'm going to get a reading on my love life, next week I want to get a reading on my business, my career aspects, then do that. That's going to be the better method, and that's when you're going to receive clearer messages. So I just wanted to make that clear, because, you know, I'm not trying to take you guys money to tell you the same thing that I told you last week, you know. So, and like I tell people too, your readings can always change depending on the actions that you take, depending on the advice that the cards give you. If you don't take it, you may not have the same outcome. So your readings can always change. So just also keep that in mind. But I did want to talk about too your energy when you're doing this work. Like I stated before, if I am feeling drained and I'm feeling, you know, I'm just not feeling up to par, I'm not going to do any work, and I'm not going to do any work for anyone else. You know, so make sure that your energy is aligned. Make sure that you're cleansed and you're protected before doing any type of work, because that can also hinder what's going on in your work as well. But most of the time when your work is not working, it's either because your protection work is working, your energy is not right, or you're just putting blockages in your work because you're constantly thinking about, when is it going to work? How is it going to work? It's not going to work if you keep constantly putting blockage after blockage, and you can burn road opener on it and go back and do the same thing, and you're going to get the same results. So that is one of the biggest reasons why your work is not taken. And also, like I said, with the protection and so forth, those are reasons why your work is not working. Okay. And then I understand, like I stated too, a lot of people may not have working hands. They may not be able to do work as efficient as someone else or somebody else that is well versed. So I do understand that. But, you know, like I said, my main goal is to try to teach, and our main goal is try to teach others. And, you know, we're selling the product, so we want to let you guys know how to use it. So, and we've had an overwhelming request for offering work, which we will probably get into here in the shortly, probably the next few weeks or so. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. And also we're going to be launching our site. So just be looking out for that. We'll still sell on Etsy, but you know, the Etsy fees are kind of getting ridiculous. So, you know, if we do sell on Etsy, the prices on there will probably be a little bit more expensive than on our own shop, but I'll make sure I keep you guys updated with the details. But I don't want to ramble too long, so I'm going to let you guys go. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. Make sure that you like our Facebook page, is Third Generation Conjure, and follow us on Instagram, Third Generation Conjure. And, you know, you can still shop on our Etsy as of right now. The website there is www.thirdgenerationconjure.store, and I'll put a link in the description bar below. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.